Guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Crown Eurocars in Pinellas Park, Florida. And guess what? We have a performance SUV that definitely brings some pretty stout numbers. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2025 AMG GLE, I'm not done yet, 63 S. But before we get into this, V8 powered with twin turbochargers on a midsize SUV, let's talk about what the heck is going on here. So in today's automotive world, SUVs come in all shapes and sizes, and for the past, I would say 10, 15 years, you're now seeing even more performance versions of SUVs. Now, this AMG GLE is the coupe form, or like they say in other parts of the world, the coupe. More of a slick, sleek version of their SUV. But one thing that is for certain, this is a true AMG vehicle with that twin turbocharged power. So what I want to find out is if you're looking for a mid-size SUV and you like that sporty coupe style, do you go this route or do you go with the BMW X6M competition? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this AMG and see if we can find out. Right off the bat, new color for 2025, it's called Ireland Green, and it is spectacular. So happy to see more and more shades of green coming back into the auto industry. At the front end of the business, you're gonna get that signature LED style of headlight, nice size headlight housing, LED daytime running lamps, your LED headlights, obviously the turn signals as well. We have our Ireland Green, working our way down, fully functional corner vents, wide open to bring cool air for the heat exchangers. The one thing I could do without is this silly design of, I guess, a fake vent. I don't know. Just make that smooth. Other than that, it's perfect. Come across the AMG specific grille. The vertical bars with a little bit of shiny brightness to it. That massive Mercedes Benz badge, forward-facing camera, and then I do have to zonk how this just, I don't know, if it was smooth, it would be much better. And then of course, the lower portion of the grille, I like the way it's almost like separate from the rest of the front fascia with the green, with some gloss black along the splitter, and then fully functional on that bottom portion. But let me know what you think about the face of this GLE63 S, especially in Ireland Green. Now, as we rise up, we do have our AMG badge. And then I love the way the grille has no perimeter to it, no outside perimeter, just all that beautiful sheet metal. Hood's got a nice curve to it. This thing's got plenty of curves, that AMG badge, and then you got your double bulge. That's a signature of AMG, well, Mercedes Benz styling going all the way back to the 40s and 50s. And nice to see it on this performance version of the GLE. Coming around the bend, I hope you like forged wheels and tires. Loving these V-spoke AMG forged wheels with this very clean cover that actually covers up all the lug nuts. 22-inch wheel. Tires are 285 on the width, 40 series sidewall. It's basically 22 inches in diameter, 11 inches wide. Out back, the tires are mounted on wheels that are 11 and a half inches wide. But you got that bright red 6-piston Brembo caliper. It reminds me of the movie Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. If you grew up in the 80s, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. If you weren't, you're probably scratching your head and asking Siri to help you with that. Rotors are going to be 2-piece, cross-drilled, massive size, over 15 inches. You got adaptive suspension all 4 corners, and I love the green painted all over the fender flare. Normally, I'm not a big green and red caliper person because it reminds me of like little mini tomatoes in a salad, but I think it works, especially with the black wheels. A little of that machined aluminum on the outer edge is a nice little pop. Now, coming down the side, you got some badging, V8 bi-turbo with the all-wheel drive. This is rear-wheel drive biased, and then it sends power to the front wheels when needed. We do have power folding mirrors with gloss black on the mirror caps, 360-degree cameras. No roof rails, none of that junk, just a nice sleek look. You do have a panoramic sunroof. Some bright, shiny style on the tops of the door handles with the green, and then a pretty aggressive side skirt extension that's in gloss black. Now, as we come towards the rear, you got that coupe style, that slick back style, and then, like I said, 22 inches of wheel diameter, but tires are even wider, 325 on the width. That's a lot of rubber to meet the road. I'm gonna have Steven kind of swing around and show you the nice fender flare, all painted in that Ireland green. And then we get to the back. No wiper, none of that garbage. Everything's gonna just flow right off. You got I guess a hatch spoiler, since this is a Sportback. So you do have a color match hatch spoiler. Full LED on the lighting. GLE63. When you see 63S, you better be bringing it if you're gonna run somebody at a light, because they got the goods. You got that Mercedes badge, which is also the handle to open up the rear hatch. Of course, AMG. And then working our way down, look at this quad tip exhaust. Gloss black, nice style, massive rear diffuser in the middle here, which just looks fantastic. I could do without the fake vents underneath those reflectors though. That looks kind of dumb. But everything else really hits the spot. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see if it hits the horsepower. All right guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hood struts underneath the hood. There's that hand assembled plaque. Good old Yannick assembled this 4-liter twin turbo V8. What do we got going on? We have 603 horsepower, 627 pound-feet of torque. It's bolted to a 9-speed automatic. 0 to 60, 3.6 seconds. Top speed 174 miles per hour. MPGs, if you really care, you're looking at the wrong vehicle. 15 in the city, 19 on the highway. The vehicle weighs 5,567 pounds, and believe it or not, could tow 7,700 pounds. I love the carbon fiber that they have all up front, obviously, so that the radiator can be mounted. And when we say that these are hand assembled by people that have master's degrees in engineering. So that shows you the attention to detail that AMG requires. But if you're ready, I'm freaking ready. Let's fire up this beast and hear its roar. All right, guys, she's mean and she's green. This 2025 Ireland green AMG GLE63 S. I have something to confess. I remember back when I was younger, Kathy Ireland. Whew, yeah, she was pretty good looking. Kind of reminds me because of the color. Kathy Ireland green, get it? Anyways, moving on. I know you're probably saying to yourself, well, Joe, I like performance. I like the coupe style. How much is this one? MSRP for this particular one, this one right here, $155,950. Let's see how it stacks up to the Beamer, to the door panels. Love the two-tone. That's also a new color for 2025. It's kind of like a walnut grayish brown, looking good. You got real deal carbon fiber up top, premium audio sound system with aluminum speaker grill cover, heated seats, ventilated seats, and 3 memory seat settings for both the passenger and the driver. Down below, that door pocket is large enough for 4 bratwursts and a big old stein of root beer. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, the two-tone, you got the manufacturer badging here for our color choices and everything, the stitching, the ambient lighting. Slide on in, you got your wham bam, thank you ma'am, 2 12.3-inch screens, 12.3-inch infotainment system screen, full touchscreen. We've shown this to you a bazillion times, including the AMG performance goodies. Oh yeah, look at that. Gives your passenger something to freaking freak out about as you're going on throttle. Throw it in reverse, Backup camera, clear as freaking day. Trajectory, 360. They got you covered with this Benz. Working your way down, carbon fiber with those AC vents, nice sort of like aeronautical style. You got your start-stop button for the engine. And then, of course, you got your dual climate control, real switches, which is nice. Gloss black, not my favorite, but most people are probably going to do that because you got your wireless charging, 2 USB-Cs, 2 cup holders that are heated and chilled. You also have a trackpad that you could work the infotainment system. We have our dynamic mode. Check out on the screen how you're able to go through all the different modes with the flip of a switch. Really, really nice to see that be so simple and straightforward. Closing this door, because that just bothers my OCD. You do have a nice oak crab panel for the passenger, a palm rest, and you could actually raise and lower the suspension, that adaptive air ride suspension. Bombs away! You have a little tiny kind of cup in here for some, I would say little like Oreo minis, a USB-C, and you could put enough, there's enough room in here, I would say for eight brownies. I love a good brownie, one that has the sort of like hard edges to it with some walnuts. I'm getting hungry. Seats. You have your AMG Alcantara pillow. That's worth an extra 50 horsepower. The leather, the AMG badging, nice bolstering. Obviously, we already talked about electric assist for the passenger and the driver, and you have that power shade for your panoramic sunroof. Very nice touch. But why don't you get your booty over here? I want to show you behind the wheel in this AMG. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have that nice AMG aluminum sill plate with the checkered flags. Lights up all ambient lighting. Pedal box is almost perfect. Nice aluminum brake pedal and throttle, but we have a carpeted dead pedal. That's a zonk. Seats are superb. I think they're perfect for daily driving, but they got enough lateral support so you could go run the twisty bits on the way home from work. Steering wheel, very interesting that they decided to not make it black. Let me know in the comment section if you like that. I think it's okay. It's not really bothering me too much. Love the way you can make all the adjustments from the knobs and everything right on the wheel. You do have metal paddles to go up and down that 9-speed, and this is a power tilting and telescoping wheel. And then of course you got your 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. It's got all the great information. It changes colors depending on what mode you go in and everything, which is kind of cute. And then you also have a head-up display. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat and see where your passengers are gonna puke when you go on throttle in this green AMG. Hi guys, backseat time, and I don't know how they do it, but you would think there would be less headroom back here, but even with that sleek top, plenty of headroom. I'm 6 feet tall, not worried about hitting my head on the headliner. You do have these cargo nets back here for the pockets, not my favorite, but the good news is you could put the puke bags in here because it is possible that your passengers might puke and the green might look like the color of this AMG. 2 AC vents surrounded by leather. And then of course you could put 2 Twinkies, one here, one down there, and 2 USB-Cs. Ambient lighting, carbon fiber. Feels good in here. I feel like I'm wrapped in a leather race suit. And then you have your nice leather armrest. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the cargo area because I'm dying to go for a spin in this AMG. All right guys, even though this does have that slick back, you're gonna be surprised with the cargo space. Now the one thing I wanna point out is that this rear bumper is way high. So if you're lifting things from ground level, please bend with your knees because you're gonna throw out your back lickety split. Now you do have this little security shade. We'll get that out of the way so Steven could show off the goods. What do we got size-wise? 42 cubic feet of space with the seats up. Fold the seats down at 67.8 cubic feet of space. I love the way you got your first aid kit. It's got Band-Aids that have the little Mercedes badge on it. It's got Sterling Moss, even Lewis Hamilton, because even though Lewis Hamilton races for Ferrari now, he did race for Mercedes Benz for a very long time. What's underneath? You do get a spare. Holy cow, a performance car with a spare. That's like unheard of today. But what is heard of is my love for on-throttle action. So if you're ready, I think she's ready. Let's go on throttle and see how it goes. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 AMG GLE63 S. And right away, you're sitting in the lap of luxury here. I mean, the leather, the materials, the carbon fiber, everything is just so well done. Plus the fact that you have all that power. And speaking of power, we're gonna go on throttle with this this high performance SUV. But visibility is great out the front. Out the back, it's a little tight, but it's manageable. And then the metal paddles are perfectly placed on the steering wheel. All right, you ready? On throttle, here we go. Nice. Got the sound of that V8, twin turbos and all. Very balanced with the 4MATIC all-wheel drive system. And of course those brakes. You're gonna stop on a freaking Deutschmark and be able to give everybody change. I mean, that's how good they are. Some pops, some bangs coming out of the exhaust. The one thing that's a little depressing is that there's a lot of sound being pumped in through the speakers. It's like, I'd rather you just let the real exhaust do the music. But it still has a nice rumble out back, that's for sure. On throttle, here we go. God, it accelerates like a freaking freight train. And then the way it keeps the chassis so stable on braking, there's not a lot of nosedive, there's not a lot of body roll, which is perfect. On throttle, here we go. Look at this. SUVs just should not perform like this, but yet they do. On the brakes. Nice, look at this. Woo! It is just so hooked up. It's like somebody took Gorilla Glue and just put it all over those massive balls of rubber that this thing rides on. The sound. Puts you back in the seat nice. But yet you feel totally in control. Totally in control. And that's gonna help with getting the most out of this vehicle. Just boost your confidence. And the fact that you could drive this every single day, every day you could drive this, not a problem. On the throttle, here we go. Look at this, all the way around. Holds a line so perfectly. And like I said, the gearbox in this thing is spot on the money. Nice head-up display. Steering wheel feels good. The feedback, the communication, the balance. It doesn't feel like you're in an SUV. I mean, you're sitting up, but you still, the center of gravity is so perfect in this thing. And then, like I said, the brakes are just phenomenal, as they should be. We'll wait a couple seconds here. Seats are comfy. It's crazy that you get these AMG Alcantara pillows on the headrest. Like, come on, really? But they're there. And there's no glare on the screens. I don't know how they do it because the screens have no hood, but yet there's no glare. And then you got plenty of room for people in the back. You ready? Here we go. One more time. On throttle, here we go. On those brakes. Woo, woo. Look at this. Oh yeah. Get it. On the brakes. Look how balanced. So poised. So controllable. So freaking fast. Wow. Woo! Well, I hope this was a good one for you. It definitely was a good one for me. I'm normally not a big fan of these, but the color is just doing it for me. It really does. And of course the performance. But we gotta get back to Crown Eurocars and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, another day, another on-throttle experience worth sharing. Definitely want to thank Michael and the rest of the team getting us access to this absolutely beautiful color. I really am in love with this color of a GLE AMG GLE63 S. Now it's your turn. Let me know what you think. Is this the must-have performance SUV over a BMW X6M competition? Let me know in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of Raised Rights family. Of course, we need to thank Stephen Flood. He's doing the business, he's working the magic, and wish him luck because he's entering the world's strongest man competition. Good luck, Stephen. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.